Go Mustangs! Welcome to week 3 of the Coach Jackson Show, brought to you by Chemisot. Hello again, I'm GHS booster Matt Carnes here for week 3 of the Coach Jackson Show. And Coach, 3-0, you have another big one. We'll get into the details in a minute, but tell us how it feels to be 3-0.
Feels great, as you can imagine. Feels like I'm happy for the guys. You know, last year we were 1-2 at this time, and I'm sorry, we were 2-1 at this time. So last year we kind of started but still, just for the guys to all the work they put in. So it feels good, very satisfying. Still a mission not accomplished attitude around here, but we did enjoy non-district, and I think we didn't schedule to 3 easy teams or anything like that, but we've played about as good a football as we've played since I've been here. So I'm happy with where we are, and we just have to keep grinding and keep chopping wood and keep getting better every week.
Well, you talk about trying to build a premier program, and now you're getting the recognition. You're getting votes for the top 10 in the state. Star Telegram's noticed. The Dallas Morning News is noticed. Talk about how that keeps momentum for the program.
Yeah, I just think it's publicity you just can't buy. And there's a lot of great programs out there. And in 2014, we certainly were, it was just we were just trying to get on anybody's radar and just trying to. And then last year we kind of started people noticing a little bit. So it is it's just very rewarding. You know, one of our deals, hard work pays off. Hard work pays off, and so I think our guys believe that that people in the state think that we're good. And I think when you're trying to build a program, it's important that your team understands that people in the state are recognizing you. I think if you've been an established program and you're 0-3 for whatever reason, it's not that big a deal because you have that whatever the past to fall back on, and your guys know. But I think when you're trying to build one, recognition does matter.
It does, and not only there, but family night, Monday night, Grapevine High School, the school spirit was noticeable. People talked about it. You heard them talking about it. Hey, we're 3-0. It's getting to be a lot of fun. So just talk about how the school spirit has gotten involved.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in that. When I was at Poteet and we had that big turnaround, you could just feel the vibe in the school. And I'm a big believer in that a winning football program just gets your school off to a better start. And yeah, I had some parents come up to me Monday night that, hey, my son doesn't play, proud of you guys. And so it's a good vibe in the school where band, drill team, cheer, everybody's in a good mood, and that helps.
It does. Probably makes it easier to walk the halls too, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, just everybody is just in a better mood. Yeah.
Well, you came off the third big win of the year, second week in a row that the pregame for the other team looked pretty impressive. They were big, and it didn't take long for things to start just dominoing our way. You're 63-21 win. You're up 28-0 after the first half. 49 after one. 49-7 at the half. Just talk about how everything was clicking on the field Friday night or Thursday night.
Yeah, I'm really just so proud of how fast starting we've been. I mean, the last 2 weeks in a row, we've really just imposed our will from the get-go, and both games have been over at half. And really, Abilene Cooper was one I didn't even schedule to win. I scheduled for us to get better. Frisco Heritage is one that I felt like was going to be a real even match, and really didn't know a whole lot about them, but they're not bad at. I mean, our freshmen got beat by them. Our JV barely beat them, and so they're not bad athletically. They were 0-2 coming in, so they're a little bit down. And what you do with a team that's a little bit down and not sure of themselves, you jump on them early. And so for us to be 28-0 at the end of the first quarter, and then 40, like you say, 49-7. That's what you got to do to a team that isn't sure about itself, and that's what I'm proud that we're doing is we're not messing around. I think the Azle game we kind of messed around a little bit, but against Frisco Heritage we came out guns a-blazing and did a great job.
Your defense is also very quick. You only gave up 235 yards, mostly in the second half. You had the 2 turnovers this week, both of which ended up in the end zone. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but you could see the body language fading fast. After the first 2 or 3 drives, they were just getting hit, and you could just see the momentum fade.
I just think that's one of our strengths. I think we have more team speed than people think we have, but I think really what our deal is we're physical. And I think because of the way we practice good on good quite a bit, and we get after each other pretty good in practice, and I really think we're a physical team, and that takes its toll on people. And when you're getting beat and you're getting, against a team that's physical, you really kind of lose your momentum pretty quick.
You could tell the shoulder pads seemed a little softer after the end of the first quarter. We'll get into some of the specific plays in a minute, but Alan Bowman, 24-28, he had 370 yards, 4 touchdowns. Zach Wolf, 115 yards. And David Clayton, who we'll talk to in a little while, 4 TDs, 149 yards for him. Offensively, it was about as efficient as you could be with 7 of the 9 drives in the first half going into the end zone.
Yes, and I tell you what I'm really proud of is how we spread the ball around. Your son Zach Carnes catching the ball great. Kel Dow had a couple of big catches. Dylan Gonzalez has probably been the leading receiver for us, and so I love that we're spreading it around, and so it's hard. No one can just focus on stopping one of our guys, but Allen did play great. I can't remember too many times in my career I've had a quarterback that was 24-28, and so I'm real proud of him. And right now we're playing about as good as we can play. We've got enough momentum and all. We need a couple of guys to heal up and all that, but if we didn't have an open date, we'd be okay with that too, because when you kind of feel like you're hot, you wish you could keep going.
You do, and we'll talk about that now. We're 3-0, we got a lot of momentum, but you got the bye week before you head into district. What are you doing this week to keep the guys pumped and ready and ready to enter district play next week?
What we're doing is, and this is pretty traditional for us, is on Monday we watch the film and lift weights, send them to tutorials after school, just kind of get through Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday we grind, full pads, and I talked to them about how much better we got this spring because we went against each other. So it's really our mindset. Now, today it was a little bit humid out there. We didn't have a great practice, so we're going to go full pads again tomorrow, and if it's not good, we're going to go again Friday. So what we have is with this open date, and honestly, just the next couple of weeks won't be quite what we faced. So we're going to go good on good a bunch in practice and make sure iron sharpens iron, and we're telling our offense, hey, this is as good as defense as you're going to see, and vice versa. And so we're using this week and really a lot of the next couple of weeks just to go good on good, and like we always do, but really emphasize how we've got to make each other better.
Okay. Well, let's look at a few of the plays from last week's game. We'll start with one of the plays that really seemed to put things on ice. Interception from Blake Stiles, one of your 2 interceptions that ended up in the end zone. This one for pick 6.
Yeah, and it all starts with Coach Alexander dialing up pressure. So Bradley Williams comes off the edge. Our D-line gets great pressure. So basically we've got a quarterback here who's in dire straits. And anytime you're under pressure, then your decision-making is not quite as good. So he's in trouble from the get-go here and makes a bad decision. Should have thrown the ball away and just threw a floater up there. And I'm proud of Blake because their receiver just kind of stood there and waited on it, and Blake was the aggressor there and went and got it and took it to the house. And this is when, there's a point in every game where you feel like, okay, they're probably in trouble here, and I felt like after this touchdown, they were in dire straits.
And Blake covered a lot of ground to get to that.
He does.
To get to that ball.
And we talk a lot. Our kids voted, or we talk, who's our biggest hitter on the team, and it's Blake. And so he's 160 pounds of football playing dude.
And here's Allen, had a big night throwing, but in this particular play, he showed he can do it on the ground as well.
Yeah, and this is right before half, and just to be honest with you, before this play, we had a penalty where he wasn't sure where he was on the field, and he threw it out of bounds, and so we talked to him a little bit during our timeout about being a physical runner. And so it was about 3rd and 10 here, and we just got an empty and called draw, and he looked great there. I mean, he lowered his pads and looked like a physical runner, and was real proud of him.
Well, the guy who had a big night early on and really helped put things out of control early was David Clayton. 2 rushing and 2 receiving passes. Here's one of his first receiving touchdowns.
Yeah, and they're playing bump and run coverage on us, and we don't see that a whole lot. And so one of our drills that we do every day is what we call pat and go, and basically it's being patient off of, if you're getting press coverage, be patient on your release. And he was a little bit, we'd really like for him to be a little bit more patient, but he was patient on his release. He stacked him, which is get in front of him, and then Allen's going to throw him open. And so it was textbook, where Allen just kind of let him out a little bit to the left there, and we were, that's just always a great thing to see, because if people can press you and you can't do this to them, then you're in trouble. So it's nice that we can throw a pat and go ball like that and make them pay for pressing us.
Well, he was pretty well covered and still able to pull the ball in. So, and we'll meet David here coming up shortly. But Mustang Nation, we will see you Thursday night in Hanley Field in Fort Worth as the Grapevine Mustangs open up district play against Fort Worth Polytech. Here with David Clayton Jr., sophomore wide receiver running back for the Grapevine Mustangs. David, it was a big night, Thursday night. Tell us how it felt to score 4 touchdowns.
It was pretty amazing. I mean, I let my capabilities take me, and Allen threw me the ball, and I tried to do the best that I could. And when he handed the ball off to me, I saw holes, so I hit him.
So you had 5 catches, 4 rushes, 4 touchdowns, 149 yards. Did it feel like it was going to be your night early on?
Really felt like it was a team thing. I really felt like that we were going to dominate that game. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I'm pretty proud of myself that I did that.
Well, it was a big night. Let's look at some of these plays. We've got your 4 touchdowns here. Starting with the first one, tell us what is going on here.
So I see the outside linebacker pressed up on me, and so
Here's David.
automatically I think so that's a pat and go ball. We work pat and go every day in practice, and so that was just a perfect time ball by Allen. It was a dime. He couldn't put it any better in there.
Nice. Okay, touchdown number 2. Still early in the ball game.
I was just following Zach. He made a good block, and I just cut right between him and the defender. I just let my speed take him to the end there.
Nice run. So the game is clearly headed the Mustangs' way at this point. And here comes touchdown number 3.
I saw the safety. He was cheating in a little bit, so I cut my route a little short. It was a little sloppy, but I could fix it, and so I just took a little short route, and I saw the ball. And I thought it was a little bit too far, so I had to lay out for it, and I did what I had to do.
So that was touchdown number 3. And then later on, here on a short run, second rushing touchdown.
So let's see, I was just following wide and my fellow lineman, and I just stuck it in there.
So there it was. 4 touchdowns. It was a big night. Look forward to seeing you next week against Fort Worth Poly.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
You bet. Good job. Thanks again for watching, and go Mustangs. Sponsored by Kim Assad. You can reach Kim at kim.dfwrealtyassociates.com.